Whew, what do you make of that? Uh, today's the closest I've come to thinking a team is cursed. Uh, where do I even begin? I guess I just go through like normal. The lineup looked good. I was glad that Mina and Holgate were the center back partnership. I was glad to see Sidibe in instead of Coleman. Uh, Glad to see Davies in instead of Schneiderlin, or it was Davies, Gomez, and Delph. I thought they worked decent in the midfield. I was glad to see Richarlison and Wobobi and Walcott across the front three. So it looked like we were supposedly on the team sheet. It looked like they had us arranged in a 4-3-3. Did it play out that way? I don't know. Kinda, I guess, but I mean, I expected Tottenham to be way more on the front foot than they were, so it's kind of surprising to see them. I mean, they didn't look that much different than Watford Tuesday, which what I mean is just low on confidence. And it's really weird to see a team that's as good as Tottenham was actually played sort of like, even without Harry Kane, that's right, they didn't have Kane, but just seeing them look so uninspired, I guess, ooh, they look bad. And I try to just keep this one quick, but first half was just two non-confident teams. They were just didn't look like they didn't want to make mistakes. At least on our part, it just seems like teams that didn't want to make mistakes. They were making bad passes. Everton was moving the ball a little slow. They were trying to quicken it up a little bit in the middle, but when they would do that, it would sort of pass would go astray, and Tottenham just, I mean, again, they just look poor. Like, it's really weird. But anyway, first half you can just 0-0, 0-0 at the end. First half is what it is. Second half, kind of more of the same, really. I mean, there were some chances in here. I feel like there were actually, maybe in the first half, there were some chances where Everton was on a break and could have. I remember one play where I knew Richarlison was going to try to. He was coming in on the wing. I think he was coming in from the left a little bit, but I knew he was going to try to center it across to whoever was coming, just waiting in front of the box, and he just misplaced that pass. Maybe it wasn't Richarlison, but it was another one. I'm like, well, great, got really close, and then failed it at the end. Anyway, second half, more of the same, and uh, then Wobie just makes a bonehead pass, man, and it sets Tottenham free. Dele Alli comes streaking down the left and makes a couple moves and ends up putting it in the net. And you can see Iwobi with his hands in his head, and apparently, they always say Everton helps a team or a player get off his slide, and I guess if you want to call that for Dele Alli, I mean, he got a goal. It was definitely a gimme. It was definitely a gift from Iwobi, and I mean, I guess that's the sort of price you pay with someone like Iwobi. I mean, the sad thing is he was making a backward pass, which just, you know, uh, ended up going to Tottenham. So it'd be different, I think, if he was trying to make a forward pass, or maybe I'm misremembering it. But Iwobi's just risky. I think he just bonehead mistake, man. And I still like him. I wouldn't swap Sigurdsson in the future or anything for him. I mean, we need players like him who can sort of make things happen from time to time. But anyway, that put Tottenham up. And then Everton tried to get on the front foot a little bit and try to press and get back in the game. I felt like they were trying, kind of getting close and getting some chances. And then, man, like I said, Everton's cursed. Like, another injury, man. Like, Son, I don't know how to pronounce his first name. I've heard it enough. I should be able to pronounce it, but Son makes a challenge on Gomez, and it must have been ended horribly for Gomez because they didn't even show the full replay on the broadcast here, and I'm kind of glad they didn't because I don't want to see somebody's ankle buckle. I've seen it enough in sports and American football. It's not in basketball. It's just not something you need to see a whole bunch of times in your life. And given some of the players' reactions, it was horrific. I could see I could see women and men in the stands holding, like, oh, like just totally horrified about what they witnessed over on the sideline. But what we could see is that it didn't look like the slide tackle that Son made itself caused the injury, but maybe the follow through hit from the one of the left back or center backs on Tottenham. They stopped it. Like we couldn't get to see anything, but Son and that player were distraught, and so it was bad. And just another injury to a key player for Everton, man. It's like this team is got the worst luck. I said this in a video last week. We have the worst luck of any team ever. And now I'm really like, this team could get relegated, man. Like, they the one season with Koeman where Allardyce came in, it was just bad playing, and maybe not so much injuries. Maybe Ross Barkley or whatever, but he didn't want to play for us anyway. So, man, but this season out the gate, it's just been bad. Delph was injured early, then Gabaman went out. Now Bernard just went out. Now Gomez just went out. Like bad. Like Gomez could be out for the rest of the season. He may never be the same from the reactions I've seen. Who knows? Just very bad, man. Anyway, that rattled everybody, even here. I was rattled. The whole stadium was rattled. The team was rattled. They sent Son off, which who knows if it was really. One player had to go off after that tackle, so it could have been him. It could have been the dude that caused the break, or maybe Gomez, the way he fell. Somebody had to go off after that. But and the sad thing was, even then, Everton was still a little bit shocked. I'll give them that, man. Like, it took them a while to seem like they were even able to just regroup and with a man down on Tottenham to really put some pressure on them. It just seemed like they were stunned. They were passing the ball around the back. Holgate was trying to make some passes forward to Digne. Digne would try across, it'd go left or it'd hit a player. They subbed Davies off for Tosun, I think. And I think Richarlison went right and Tosun went to the middle forward striker position. And then they ended up subbing Sigurdsson on. I forget who he took off after that. Maybe Iwobi. And more sort of running around trying to collect ourselves. And eventually, man, some magic happened. I can't even call it magic. Just the one bit of quality of the game for Everton where I think Mina had the ball. He plays it long from the back, and he plays it long. It goes over to Digne, and Digne just crosses it in midair. Like, he doesn't let it hit the ground yet. He crosses it over, and Tosun scores, which was good. Like, it's good to see Tosun get some goals. And first it looked like DCL, but I think it was Tosun that scores. Ends up 1-1, and whatever, man. I mean, you just take that. We'll take the draw. I mean, I would have been happy with the draw anyway. Given how poor Tottenham was before the injury, I thought Everton is actually the better team. Tottenham kind of threatened a little bit, but Everton actually was outplaying them. Everton should have won that, should have been able to win that game, assuming there's no huge incidents. There's some more VAR weirdness where Dele Alli's arms touches the ball and we don't get a penalty, whatever. In my mind, VAR is just like a wild card in the game now. It's just you can't count on it to go for you. You should probably plan for it to go against you, and you need to be mentally prepared to go through that adversity. Like, VAR is not a help to the game. It's just something that makes it more chaotic, and you just control what you can control. So as a fan, anytime VAR is mentioned, I'm like, oh, okay, let's roll with it. Let's see what happens. I'm just emotionally not going to ever give it a whole lot of thought. So I mean, we got a draw. We're down an important midfield player, and I don't know what it means for Marco Silva. I hope, given the tragedy or just how bizarre and odd that game played out, that people can pipe down on the Silva out stuff. Like, do you really want to fire your manager now after losing Gomez, Bernard, Gabon? Like, geez, how much more disarray can the club, not disarray, but how many more hits can the club take? Firing the manager is not going to help anything right now. So I feel like all those Silva out fans we need to pipe down. But shoot, even when the I have to admit, even when that injury first happened, I was just like, did Silva like sacrifice a baby cat or a kitten or something? Like, why is this team so cursed? So who knows? I don't think it's Silva's fault. I'm just being silly, but whew, that was a hard game to watch, and hard to say up the toffees at the end of this one, or come on you Blues. It's just get well soon, Gomez. I'll say that, and hopefully things somehow feel a little bit better, or we can somehow play it better next week. Thanks.